able to input your transactions on what you're doing, so that you start creating historical data that can help you to access other facilities like finance, like different market, like how it is also you can be able to showcase yourself on what it is that you have doing, and we have historical data. We also with EcoLoop are going to be working with different organizations, and right now it is critical that we start getting data that we can build on our sustainability reports. Sustainability reports means that it is important that we are able to measure the social that we are doing with our CSR, and mostly we are asking that we be able to embrace to waste management. When we embrace waste management, we are then able to create jobs, to clean our environment, and we're also able to make money. And through that process that we are working with different organizations, then we're able to give you the traceability of your waste, how it was collected, how many jobs you created, where that waste was taken, how it was recycled, and what was recycled from that. We're also able to calculate for you your carbon footprint, and we're also able to calculate for you how much of CO2 you have been able to save, so that you're not emitting CO2 to the environment, and you can be able to grow yourself or your organization to a carbon zero. You can net off the carbons that you have been able to save from for emitting in the environment. So we are able to work with you. We have different experts who we are working with, who are also able to organize and capacity build your team with small steps, changing the culture of how it is that we embrace or how we interact with waste, so that they can be able then to embrace the new culture of sorting, separating waste. We have a new law that is coming, what we are calling the extended producer responsibility. We are then able to help you to comply with the regulatory that are required, and then you're not caught off guard by the law by not complying. So we are hoping that we will be able to be having organizations inquiring from us through our social media, through our website, so that we can reach out to you. Then we can give you an explanation, demonstrate for you how our EcoLoop solution can be able to help you meet your commitment, whether they are regulatory or whether they are sustainability requirements, commitment that you want you have committed to. And we are working with different partners in our ecosystem. In the sustainability commitment, we are working closely with the UN Global Compact, and we are using their tools to help organizations to be able to build up into their sustainability reporting. We are going to be having a break short, and then after the break, then we will be explaining. I've just seen that our guest has come in, and we'll have a conversation with our guest. Thank you, karibuni sana, and looking forward to this hour of discussing Taka ni mali, waste is wealth. Thank you.
To have a zero waste by 2030 through Taka ni mali, and through our support from GIZ in various value chain. The value chain we are targeting currently, those value chain we have a comparative and competitive advantage. We are talking about leather and leather-related products. We are talking about agro-processing, especially fruits and vegetables. We are talking about pharmaceutical. These are the areas that we have comparative advantage, and we are very committed. We are very committed, EABC, through our partnership with GIZ and Taka ni mali, we can make a change. We are committed to make a change to this region. And we have all it requires. It is just behavior change. It starts with us, with individual, with our household, with our community, with our governments. There is the political will, there is donor commitment. So we can do it, we can make a change.
The Council of Governors as a CC in Nakuru. So thank you for your support, and that's for that we've come. And also my friend David Oshanyu as a CS Trade. Now we've come all the way from the university together. So we appreciate your support. The Flora Mutai, Board Chair KEPSA, we appreciate your being here. Alexander Makwiro, the Regional Coordinator, Chemicals and Waste. Mandisa, my friend from UNDP, we know is our strategic partner in the ministry, so we appreciate your support thus far. Mary Ngeshu, I know, the disadvantage I have with Mary is that I installed one of our staff to work with me, so all the time I put under pressure for any function that Mary has, I must come. So I have no response. Even today, it's been a pressure. So, but thank you so much for being a pace setter in this conversation. And of course, we did a lot with the county government then. Sheila from Alliance for Science, we appreciate your support as far. Don Bosco, CEO East Africa Business Council. Distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I want also to appreciate the moderators for the day, Terry and Boniface. We appreciate your support. This morning, we have had 2 other meetings, and the focus is about the planetary crisis, the climate change issues, and waste is one of the conversations that we've had. I was at UNEP some few minutes ago. We made the youth engagement up here, and then we are here again, and all the conversations are post circularity and waste, and therefore as government we are really focused.
Karibuni sana, our guest is in house. Today we have Philgona, who is the CSR manager for KRA, the Kenya Revenue Authority. Karibu sana Philgona. Today we're gonna be talking about different innovative ways that KRA is doing to manage waste, and we are happy to host you. But my first question, I'm also expecting that you are gonna break down and talk to our viewers that KRA is not just about collecting the revenue. That at KRA you also value the environment, you also value the how people interact with waste, and this is why you are coming in as a thought leader in this space in practicing sustainable waste management. Tell me, introduce yourself and tell me what KRA is doing about sustainable waste management.
Thank you very much, Mary, and it's a privilege to be here. I'm Philgona Oching from Kenya Revenue Authority. And Kenya Revenue Authority, we are known as the tax collector. That is what we are mainly known for. But beyond this, we also control the borders, which is very instrumental in the waste management advocacy, because when we are managing the waste, then it's very imperative for us to know what is coming into the country, and also how does it help us in terms of recycling, because when you're doing waste management, you have different options of waste recycling so that you're able to protect the environment. So that is what how we come in at a higher level. Now, when we bring it home also, internally, we believe that we should be able to help also our staff to understand issues of waste management and also participate in it. So we have, through our corporate social responsibility, where we do sustainability, we have a model where we ask for staff volunteers to give their time, and they give their time through aspect of waste management and also through community mobilization, where they give their hours to help the community. Now, in terms of waste management in our CSR, under the environment pillar, what we've done is we want to be able to work together internally with our staff and also put it outside, also externally to the taxpayers. And the model we have is to be able to do waste management in terms of paper recycling. And this is something we've been working with Taka since 2022, so that we can have a model from an expert view on how we can be able to manage our waste. We have a lot of waste, remember, from our day-to-day interaction with paperwork and also consuming information. So what we do then is to be able to have our volunteers who are around 350, and through our waste that we consume, then what we are working on is to be able to have a way of segregating our waste, so that by the time we are taking it to the designated place, we are able to have it, Takanimali is helping us, so that we're able to have it segregated, so that we take the paper and we're able to recycle it. And this one also, the proposal they've given us is to able to have a circular economy that can be able to boost our CSR kitty, so that we are self-sustaining, which is the core of sustainability. So that is how we are looking at sustainability in terms of waste management at that level. Also, individually, through our staff, we've been able to do a lot of sensitization for our staff, and we have them who are doing it at a personal level, because waste management starts at a personal level. How do you manage your waste? How do you what do you consume, and how do you put them out there? So that is what we've been doing with Takanimali in terms of waste management. And through other partners also, what we do is we are trying to take this message of waste management also to our partners in the community. So when we work with the women group, for example, there's a women group that we intend to work with through Genris Foundation. And one of the things we wanted to do with them also is, besides doing mentorship, which we do through our CSR program, so that we are able to transition the young people. When they become into the income bracket, they already appreciate what tax is. So besides doing the mentorship also, we work with their parents. So one of the initiatives that we propose for the parents is, as we keep the environment clean, we can also be able to get into the issues of waste management. So that is how we are preaching the gospel. Internally, we are consuming it. Then externally, also through our taxpayers, that is something we want to work on. And also now very keen, and that is what Mary was saying about extended producer responsibility. And that is how our role comes very key in terms of border. We have something we call green customs. For us to be able to help in this course, we need to understand also aspects of sustainability. So what is good to come into the country, and is it recyclable? Because that is what the experts are saying. Is it recyclable? If it's recyclable, then we can manage it prudently. So KRA is part of the team that is working on the extended producer responsibility. And we've been attending the workshop and getting different perspectives from the partners. And we know our role that is expected in terms of helping the manufacturers and the producers also in this. KRA is going to have a very big role. We had a meeting 2 weeks ago, so we're going to have a very big role in terms of trying to locate. Mary was talking about data and tracing, trying to locate these people who are working in this field of waste management. Then how can they benefit? How can they have incentives so that they're able to do this? So KRA will have a role in terms of tracing that revenue, and therefore because extended user responsibility is it should not be for profit, but to be able to help us to manage waste. So that is how KRA is coming in. So we are the core of these discussions, and we are doing it internally, and we are also training our staff even at the borders to be able to understand all this issue of sustainability and waste management, so that we are able to, as we help the country in the economy and revenue collection, we are also protecting our planet, people, and also the profit that we come to the country.
Thank you, Philgona, and thank you for talking about people, planet, and profit. When you talk about people, planet, and profit, there are different ways that you can be able to embrace that. And this is what we are calling sustainability. This is what we are calling circular economy. How do you bring circularity in your businesses, in your processes, so that you can make more profit, but you're still taking care of the people and you're taking care of the planet? At Taka ni Mali, this is what we are doing. And what we are calling our eco-loop solution is a solution to help different organizations to embrace circularity, to also embrace sustainability. Filgona has talked about data and why it is necessary that we start capturing the data of whatever it is that we are making. We are saying, despite the fact that we are saying it's a law of extended producer responsibility, why it is being called a responsibility because it is a collective responsibility for all of us, so that we put different initiatives that can help us to take care of an environment so that we mitigate the climate change. When the climate is affected, a lot of bad things will happen. They will affect all of us. So this is why we are saying it is collective responsibility for us to make sure that we do whatever it takes. We can mitigate the climate and environment. Waste management is one of the biggest pillar. It's one pillar that we can be able to embrace, and it will give us solution. It will give us answers. It will help us to be responsible for the people, for the planet, and also making profit. This is why we are saying Taka ni Mali, waste is wealth. Phil, gonna tell me, apart from that conversation that we have talked about, the project that we are doing together on paper recycling, and I'm happy that you have said through this project of paper recycling, we are going to be making money because we are collecting the paper that is segregated. We're gonna sell it, it is gonna be recycled, and we are making money. And we are putting that together in a kitty, so that that kitty can help the partnership CSR for KRA, that we can do different CSR projects. So we are not just starting KRA, you are doing other CSR projects. And last year, I remember we did an aerobic cleanup together through the CSR project. And what other CSR project are you doing as KRA?
Thank you, Mary. As Kenya Revenue Authority, remember our core business is revenue collection. So how do we bring sustainability in that? We bring sustainability by ensuring that we take care of the potential taxpayers. So how do we take care of the potential taxpayers? We have 4 pillars that we work with in our CSR. That is sports, environment, health, and education. And at the core of education is where we have mentorship, school holiday mentorship, so that we are able to inculcate that aspect of patriotism in terms of helping in the economic sovereignty of the country, which is very key. So we know that when you transition into the income generating bracket, that is when you start meeting KRA. And often at some point the experience is not very pleasant, because then you don't understand your obligation. So we want to bring this this knowledge home, so that by the time you're in primary school, our mentorship, the inaugural mentorship program, we did it in primary for students who are in primary school. It was a school holiday, so that they appreciate what we do. Because often people think that we only collect taxes, and they don't understand that even in primary school you're taught this, but you need to appreciate that you play a very key role in the development of the country. So we have a mentorship program that we do through CSR, and we also target the youth who are out of school. We did one in March in Mukuru, Kwajenga, where these were adolescent mothers. And of course, trying to understand what they go through as mothers, and also giving them the role of KRA, because remember, you can't have a bank account, open a bank account unless you have a PIN. So also in schools, we have a tax education program where we do tax education. In the university, we have tax club, so that people can be able to understand the whole aspect of tax. We also do sports. Sports is a good way to bring the community together. So that is also another aspect. And through all these programs, we take the opportunity to talk to our taxpayers about our role. And one of the things we want to integrate is the aspect of sustainability, because sustainability is very key. And the only way for us to achieve sustainability will be when everyone plays a role. When everyone knows Taka ni Mali, that is the business model, but at an individual level also, you can have that model work for you. When your environment is clean, when you are able to have an aspect of understanding the circularity of the economy, then you're able to help even participate in the aspect of creation of employment. The other aspect is health. Health, what we do in health is we have a very intentional aspect of neurodiversity. This is the aspect of autism, dyslexia, cerebral palsy. So that is a very unique aspect that we work on, because we have some of our staff are very passionate about it, and also these are part of the community that at times we forget about them. So we do a lot of that, and next week we'll be going to a school in Meru. It's called Pasi Mary in Meru, so that we can have, it's for autism. We are going to have a session with them. The other thing also we do in health is also just sensitizing the staff, our staff, so that they're able to appreciate the aspect of neurodiversity, because it's also in the workplace. In terms of sports, health, education, environment, we are helping the government, and we are very happy in participating in the tree planting with the target of 15 billion. So far, we've planted 217,000 to be precise, all over the country. And this one, we do it with our staff who are very passionate about it in terms of tree planting. And we are having our staff volunteer their time also just to get the seedlings and help in transporting them in different areas. So Friday, we planted 5,000 trees in Eldoret. So that is one thing we are very passionate about it, because that one will also help in our environment. As we clean the environment and manage the waste, we are also supposed to be able to have the discipline to protect our environment, so that the environment can take care of us. You remember Professor Wangari Maathai said that nature is very unforgiving if you don't take care of it. So we are very key on that, and that is one of the pillars that our staff are very active with. Even KRA as a corporate, we are very active in the aspect of tree planting, and we hope that by the end of the year, maybe we'll have planted more trees, because so far we are at 217,000.
Thank you so much, Filgona, for that well elaborated on what KRA is doing through the CSR program where you manage. And from what you're saying, I hear KRA is not just about tax. No. KRA also cares. And this is why you're taking care of the environment, you're in sports, you're in education, and you're also, the fourth one you've talked about is?
Health.
It's health.
Yes.
So KRA cares about your health. And this is why they are using their resources. They are using collaboration and partnership to look into different ways how they can be able to improve the wealth of the taxpayer. Yes. And with the partnership that we have with Taka ni Mali, with the money that we are going to be making, we are saying we will have more in the CSR kitty. Yes. You have also talked about a very vibrant program that you have of volunteers. Yes. So we'll be working with more volunteers. And I hear the bottom line of changing the mindset. Changing the mindset that KRA is not just about tax, it's about care. We're also saying that it's changing the mindset of the KRA to understand that as an organization, it's also their responsibility to be a thought leader in this space. So that as we are communicating, as we are showing the others that we are being able to do it, and what we are calling the collective responsibility, extended producer responsibility. You are a thought leader, and this is where you're coming in this program, so that you communicate even with other organizations to show them, yes, our primary business is tax collection, it is in revenue collection, but we also care about the people, and this is what we are doing about it. What do you think about other organizations being a thought leader?
Looking at CSR and listening to other institutions talk about it, I think and I believe that we have to look for innovative ways of being a responsible corporate institution. And I know that most of the time people talk about budget and big budgets, which is very important. But I think if you model your CSR in a way that you are able to identify partners, because partners have different strengths. For example, Taka their strength is in waste management. So I know in my environmental pillar, they are the key partners. When I'm doing mentorship, I have a partner that is their strength. So I think it is very important for institutions to have a CSR budget that is commensurate to the vision they have. But I also believe that we need to have innovative ways of doing this, because remember, this is citizen responsibility. And the reason why we crafted the volunteerism program is because just from talking to my colleagues, it was evident that people want to give their time, they just need a way to be organized. And by organizing my volunteers, who are 350, in the last 3 months, they've given me 760 hours, which is about 31 days, back to back 24 hours. So we need to have innovative ways of doing it. And often people forget about the internal stakeholder, who is the staff, and they play a very key role, and they are very passionate about also what the institution do. Remember, they are your brand ambassadors. So the model we use is the volunteers. They are my enabler, because I have more hands, I have more time to give. Then I identify the partners that have strength in different things that are aligned to my pillars. And through that, we've been able to, so far we've implemented 41 initiatives. And these 41 initiatives are just giving hours, doing mentorship, which is also giving hours, doing sports, which is, the budget is negligible. So I then come up with a model that is able to speak to your internal stakeholders, and you are also able to translate it externally. So for me, my volunteers are the biggest, they are the enablers, they are the champion. So then I divide them into the different pillars. So they give their hours. And remember, every Sunday, the 760 hours are given, we've been giving them every Sunday, where we partner with the Hindu Council. They do a feeding program, but all we do is give our time to serve the community, to help in mobilization and organizing. And I've already achieved those hours. So, and I'm able to tell my story through CSR. Remember, CSR is the soft human face of an institution. So you need to be creative on how we do it. So I get my 760 hours every Sunday, and these are staff who volunteer their time. I get my hours for mentorship. I have also staff who are specialists in, they are counselor, they are peer educators, and they give that. So you model it in such a way that you are able to tap into the strength of the other partners. And then when you come together, then you're able to do big things, and you're able to achieve sustainability, waste management. Waste management is very big, because when you walk outside, you'll be able to see that clearly there is need to have individual responsibility in managing our waste. So when we get these partners who are able also to enlighten us, remember, our strength is in tax collection, but we have a partner like Taka who's giving their time and inviting us to different partnership where we are able to also expand our knowledge. So when we go back, and I tell my 340 volunteers, but remember, I have 8,000 staff, Kiari has 8,000 staff. So if Taka is able to sensitize them on waste management, then everyone is able just to do one thing on waste management. So we are able to translate that into something that is has impact to the community, and also at an individual level, you're able to understand really what your role is in this thing. Because I believe when you understand what your role is in this thing of sustainability and waste management, and you'll realize it's something that does not take much effort, and you don't really need in a lot of resources to do it, but it's something you are able to achieve. So for me, what I do is the partnership is very key for me when we're implementing our sustainability and CSR projects, because now I'm able to tap into the different strength of the different partners to be able to do it. And we've been able to achieve that in the short span that we've done it. We are proud to say that we've done 41 initiatives, and we have given 760 hours, and we have partners like Taka who have really opened up also our mind to be able to understand that this is something that is doable. It does not take us from our main business, but it complements also the other human need of trying to give back to the society and also help.
Thank you very much. I hear a few things. You've talked about partnership, the need of partnership. Why are you partnering with Taka Nimali on your sustainable waste management journey? So that as you do what is your core business, then we bring in our expertise in, and we're able to help your organization to do that. And this is what we are doing through our solution that we are calling EcoLoop solution. I've also heard you saying it is not about big budgets. It's about small steps doing that. And you've given a good example that KRA, you have 8,000 staff. So when we come in as Taka Nimali, we sensitize, because we are not just sensitizing for sorting and separation of waste at KRA. You are sensitizing sorting, separation, even at home. So through that platform, we have communicated and we have changed the mindset of 8,000 employees who are working for KRA, and they have opportunity and chances to start embracing that. And the partnership and the collaborations that we have put together of the different recyclers that I earlier talked about, then we are also giving them a platform to interact with our recycler, where then they can be able to convert what then would have gone to the dump site or to the landfill, to convert that into value, where we are saying Taka Nimali. So in today's collective responsibility is about partnership and collaboration. Organizations will have their core business, but it doesn't take much of your time. It takes creativity and innovation of how it is that you approach it. So what we do as Taka Nimali is to come, we do an audit, we listen to what are your core values, then we come with creative, innovative way of how it is that we can embrace waste management. Then we take care of our people, we take care of our planet, and we also take care of our profits. So as we wrap up this session, what would you want to talk to our viewers? Remember, most of our viewers, they are waste collectors, waste pickers who are on the dump site. These are people who are collecting. A lot of time, they will run away from KRA because they think KRA is about paying taxes. But there's also benefit in formalizing whatever it is that we are doing. The businesses that we are putting together as for waste collection, the entrepreneur, if they formalize, then they have opportunity of getting into wider market, even growing themselves. But you have also talked about incentives for them to be able to grow, to start from wherever it is that you're saying. What would you want to tell them about their businesses?
I remember when we were starting our partnership, one of the things you told me in our discussions, which was very interesting, was that you said that there is profit in compliance. Yeah. So I think, and there is discipline is better than regret. What I mean is that if you set what is expected of you right, then you don't have to worry about the tax collector. And that does not mean the tax collector's business is to come looking for problems that you could be in. But what it means is that we need to clearly understand the role that KRA plays in this country, which is helping us in achieving our economic sovereignty. But KRA also is an institution that is made up of human beings. And I'm one of the human beings there. And we understand what you're doing. If you're a waste collector and you're in that business, we understand what you're doing now. Waste management is something that is now getting formalized in the country. And I've said that we are at the core of it. And in these meetings, I've been meeting the waste collectors, segregators, all of that, and we are able to exchange ideas and listen to what they are saying. As an institution, we are very, very much open to understanding the sector. But you also need to remember that if you approach KRA whether you know what is required of you or not. We have people who will be able to help you. We have a contact center. We have people who will be, and we have offices all over the country. Even at Huduma Center, we'll be able to tell you that, listen, because first you're an individual, then you are doing this Taka collection business. So at an individual level, are you compliant? And if you're not compliant, then how can we help you? It doesn't mean that when you approach KRA, then we are there to arrest you. No, we are there to listen to you, to understand your issue, and to see how we can make it easier for you to comply. The other thing people need to understand is that even if it is found that you have you owe the taxman, we normally have a system where we have an arrangement. We are human beings. We have an arrangement where you say, this is how you're going to get compliant and you need this much. And you're able to talk to your station manager to come to that agreement. But having said that, this is a journey that KRA is part of, and we've been listening to the issues that have been coming up. And I believe that ultimately, when now we start implementing this law, and KRA has a very central role in this, so that we are able to incentivize this issue of sustainability, in as far as the extended producer responsibility is concerned, then feel free and talk to us. We normally have sessions also to taxpayers to explain to them what is expected to them. And this one we advertise through our social platforms. At times before COVID, we used to have sessions at Times Tower where you come and we explain to you what is expected of you. So when you hear KRA, don't hear a taxman. Just hear and see these are human beings who when you talk to, they'll be able to understand. We have a call center you can call. You can walk into any Huduma center and still reach us. We have digital, we are on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and we have a TV channel that is called KRA TV. And we have a very vibrant tax education program. Just write to KRA or walk to Times Tower and you'll be able to get a solution. So for me, that is what I'll tell the people in the sector, that we understand what you're doing. We're with you in this journey. Talk to us and we'll listen to you. And from that, we'll be able to come with something that benefits both of us. Because remember, we want to be able to help the country in achieving its economic sovereignty. So we have no business trying to scare you away, but we want you to be part of us and join us so that together we are able to move forward and help the country achieve our goal in economic development and waste management, sustainability.
Thank you very much, Fidgona, and thank you, Afuyas. Before I close, allow me to say sustainable waste management. It is now an act, and we are coming up, or the government is coming up with the regulatory framework so that we can embrace now the implementation. It is important that from where we are, we listen, we understand what is required for us to comply. There is huge chances of growth to scale our businesses if we comply. There is huge opportunity to access finances when we comply. As Taka ni Mali, what we have done is to partner with the business associations. We have partnered with the Kenya Private Sector Alliance through their sustainable business initiative. We have also partnered with the Kenya Association of Manufacturers so that we can be able to listen to the sector, to come up with understanding how can we have the conversation with the governments to comply. So for KEPSA to advocate, for KAM to advocate, for us to listen to your voice so that we can pass that voice of need to the partners that we have. So talk to us through our social media, through our website. Tell us the pain that you feel when you are doing your businesses, especially in complying, so that then we can work with the partnership, with the ecosystem of the partnership that we have to give them your needs, then we come up with a different way of how it is that we can be able to help you comply, help you scale, so that we tap in those opportunities that as Taka ni Mali, we keep saying that there is opportunity in waste, and this is why we say Taka ni Mali, waste is wealth. So follow us, join us, ask the question, be part of the movement so that we can harness those opportunity of making money as we comply, as we take care of our environment, as we take care of our people, because the moment the environment is contaminated, it is us who are living in that community who are then affected. So thank you very much. Karibuni sana in the next 2 weeks for Taka ni Thursday, and allow me to leave it there and remind you, Taka ni Mali, waste is wealth.
What is a circular economy? A circular economy is a system of getting the most value of resources we use to ensure that we keep them at their highest utility for as long as we can. That is according to Ellen MacArthur Foundation in 2022. The circular economy concept ensures that resources are used efficiently using the 3 guiding principles of reduce, reuse, and recycle. This is achieved by eliminating waste and pollution, circulate products and materials to their highest value, and to regenerate nature. By the way, this improves the economy, society, and environment by creating jobs, reducing litter, reducing imports, reducing resource extraction, and improving human health. The circular economy is critical to accomplishing sustainable development goals in economic, societal, and environmental dimensions. Kumbuka,